welcome to our film about the Romans.
In the last 20 years, archaeologists' discoveries have shown that Roman explored further into Devon than previously thought.
From 43 AD, Britain has been part of the Roman Empire. Many of the people happily welcomed the Roman army, but some fought back.
For a long time, it was thought that the Roman army stopped at Exeter.
But the discovery of hundreds of Roman coins in Ipplepen are changing ideas.
And now we are going live to
Exeter University.
Hi, my name's RIPPON. I'm Professor of Landscape Archaeology at the University of Exeter, and I direct the excavations at Ipplepen.
How did you get involved in the project?
The site at Ipplepen was discovered by two local metal detectorists who reported some coins that they'd found to the Portable Antiquities scheme that's run by the British Museum, and they identified it as a really important site, and they contacted the archaeology department at the university and asked us to carry out some survey and excavation to try and improve our understanding of the site.
So tell me this, why is the site so significant?
I mean, over the years there have been other Roman period sites that have been discovered in Devon, but what's interesting about the site at Ipplepen is just the volume of Roman material. There's more coins and more pottery than has been found on other contemporary settlements. So it does suggest that the site is something a little bit special.
I don't understand this. How did you decide where to dig?
Well, the first thing we did was what's called a geophysical survey, which is where you use a scientific instrument to test what's beneath the soil.
Oh, interesting.
And that revealed a mass of features, including a series of what seemed to be buried ditches and gullies. And so each year we go back to a different part of the site at Ipplepen and investigate some of these features that showed on the geophysical survey. And each year that means that we've been able to target our trenches on where there's been really interesting archaeology.
What have been the main finds so far?
And we've found large numbers of coins, a lot of Roman pottery, some of which was made locally, but some of it was made far, far afield, for example, in modern Spain and France. And we've also had a lot of animal bone preserved, which is going to tell us what the local farming communities were doing in terms of their agricultural practices.
So this is a Roman amphora and it was used in the Roman times for fish stock and wine. It is an exact replica and this is the real thing. It was an extract from it. As you can see, it would have gone around here at the rim.
Today we have these 3 Roman coins all found at Ipplepen from T271 to T273. This is a stylus and it's used as a pen to write in notebooks of wax. Once they've completely written over it, they'll have to put wax over the top to use it again. This is a replica of ours down in Torquay. We can pour lots of various liquids, like the milk.
What is your favourite find?
We've had lots of really, really interesting finds, but I like the evidence that tells us about everyday life.
Nice, that would have been mine too.
Mine too.
So for example, the pottery, when we look at it, we can see where it was made, when it was made. We can start to reconstruct the economy of this settlement. And also we've had animal bone that is so well preserved. We can see the cut marks from butchery practices. And this shows how live animals were killed, cut up into joints of meat that then would have been eaten by the community living there.
I'm here with Barry, who's a collections manager
I'm going to ask a few questions about life in Roman Devon. What did they drink?
Well, we know they imported wine because we have amphoras from the side, like the one behind. They would have also drank water and probably milk as well because we know they kept cattle.
Did they have pets?
There's some evidence that they kept dogs. So yes, they may well have had dogs, but their dogs had a specific function. They used them for hunting. So whilst they were pets, they were also working animals.
Have did they entertain themselves?
Well, we don't have much evidence of entertainment, but we might have a few gaming counters that have been found locally. So it's possible that they played games to entertain themselves.
Thank you.
What do you think it was like in Roman times in Ipplepen?
The landscape would have been quite different to today. The settlement at Ipplepen was quite large. It would have consisted of a whole series of farmsteads built quite close together, a bit like a modern village. There was a road that ran through the settlement, and then there was a series of small little lanes, little country lanes, that linked the settlement itself and the farmers who lived there with their fields out in the surrounding countryside.
Where do you think the road was going exactly?
Well, the discovery of the major Roman road was a complete surprise, and it looks like it probably headed north towards the sort of the Newton Abbot area, which is the lowest crossing point before modern technologies of the river. And having crossed the river, it almost certainly then went up over the Holden Hills to Exeter. And in the other direction, it seems to be heading in the direction of Totnes, which is the lowest crossing point of the River Dart. From there, where it went, we don't honestly know, but the obvious place is that it headed south of Dartmoor and round to the natural harbour at Plymouth Sound.
So, can you tell us about your tomb?
The excavation is partly a training dig for University of Exeter students, and also we always have a contingent of local volunteers, and the funding for that comes from the Heritage Lottery Fund. And we also have collaborations with various local organisations like Devon County Council, Cotswold Archaeology, who give us one of our supervisors, and the British Museum, that give us a lot of support in terms of identifying our coins.
Archaeologists are always finding out new information about the Romans. If you are 8 to 16 and want to be an archaeologist, why not join the Young Archaeologists Club at Torquay Museum?